C151 Computer Applications. In this video, we're going to be going over sparklines. So, much like how a chart is basically a visual representation of information, sparklines are the exact same thing. The difference being, a sparkline is contained to one cell. So if I go up here to Insert, and I go to Sparklines, and there's three options, line, column, and WinLoss. By the way, for anyone that's following along in this video, this might be the first indication that, wait, I don't have this button. Which, don't worry, I will get to that. But for those that do have the button, here we are. I'll just click the line, and of course, there's two things I need. I need a place to put the sparkline, which currently is F3, because there's F3, and I need a range of data. Boop, 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 boop. There's my range of data. And it will go and it'll make itself a line to simulate this data like that. And much like a chart, I have a sparkline options. I go outside of it, it goes away. I click the cell, it comes back. And I can mark the highest point, or I can mark the lowest point, or I just like putting the marker on everything, just so I have those little dots. And I can once again change the color, change the marker color, and change the axis, so on and so forth. And this sparkline will be literally the exact same size of the cell. So if you have a bigger cell, you have a bigger sparkline, so on and so forth. So let me do this again, because there are two other options. And we have ourselves, I'll do it this way, and this time in reverse. I'll select my data first, hit Insert, and then go to Sparklines, and I'll hit Column. Now this time, you'll notice, it realized I had more than one cell selected, so it went from B4 to E4 in my range. So now I just need to select where am I going to place the sparkline, and I'll place it right there. And I'll hit OK. And there it goes, it made itself a bar chart version. Now you'll notice this bar chart goes, the bottom one is basically the bottom, even though that bottom is 42, not 0. Same thing over here, where, it really kind of does not give, it doesn't go all the way down to 0, unless there is physically a 0 somewhere, in which case, now the changed and updated to look like it, but it doesn't look as good as it did before. And same with Sparkline WinLoss. What is a WinLoss? A WinLoss is simply positive or negative. You'll notice how each one of these is positive, and they're all the same height. The minute any of them is a negative, it has the other option of being negative. So you have simply yes or no, true or false. This is a binary option here. A yes-no. A win-loss. Now, a very common issue you will see is if you have blank cells in between stuff. So now I have this, like some people like to do this little fun little thing of like, oh, I'll just add some more space in there, and then, wait, what? What's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? Why is there a gap? Well, there's a gap because, if we look at this cell, it's counting this cell right here. It's counting it. And it doesn't understand how to go from data, nothing, data. Nothing is not the same as 0. 0 is data. 0 can be read by this graph. Nothing cannot. And this same problem will occur with a chart as well. And just to prove that point, I will go and insert a chart. And you'll see I now have this gigantic gap of, wait, what's going on here? I have no idea. There's absolutely nothing. So, whenever you're setting up this data, if you need to make things stretch out or whatever, use your formatting tools. Move things around. Change the alignment. Do that sort of stuff. Keep the information in orthogonally connected cells. What's orthogonally connected mean? Well, if diagonal is going from corner to corner, orthogonally is going from line to line. See how there's the line that separates these two cells? and there's a line that separates these two cells, that's orthogonally connected. So, and that is Excel's version of Sparklines. You may notice I have this thing right here that says Google Sheet version of Sparklines is this. So, if you by any chance go into the Insert tab and your version of Excel does not have Sparklines, well, that means you have to start learning about coding a little bit sooner than everyone else. So, let me just go into a new spreadsheet here and in Google Docs. And once it feels like loading, let me zoom into 200% here just so we can see this. And I'm just going to pick out now 12, 35 of something, blah, blah, whatever. Okay. So I have myself some information right here. I will have to type this in manually because there is no Sparkline button. I've got formats, more formats. I've got number, accounting, all this sort of fun stuff that we generally have here. Borders, merge cells, horizontal alignment, vertical alignment, text wrapping, all that sort of stuff. There's charts, but I don't have Sparklines. So I would have to say equal Sparkline and grab my information. And that'll tell me that I have a Sparkline of that information, and there it is. It makes it right there in that little cell. Boop, 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 boop. And much like a normal Sparkline, if I went, oops, that wasn't meant to be 45, that was meant to be 5. It'll automatically update as well with everything that goes along with it. So, the same sort of general rules apply as that. Now, it'll default to a line. However, if I want to make it something that other than a line, I have to use the curly brackets. That was just what I was checking. Curly bracket, inside these quotes, chart type. And do I need to still end the curly brackets? Or no, I need to end the quote. And then comma, so a new quote. And I can select a different type. So I could select WinLoss. And boom. Oop. I'm sorry, did you not like WinLoss? Win/loss. Oh, I know what I did. Whatever you start, you must end. So you see how I started the Sparkline and ended the Sparkline? I never ended this curly bracket. There we go. Oh, no. Chart type line. Let me just go and change this to column. Just for the sake of error parsing. 2 L's in column? Let's see. So if I do line, that should work. Okay, one moment. I have screwed up here. Is there a comma in here? Yeah, it's a comma. Okay, so we have now learned something very important about commas that I was going to get to in a later video. Commas are what separate, in most languages, information. So here's one set of information, end. Here's a second set of information. And inside that set of information, I have type, and then the specific type. I have the category, and then I have the exact thing. So, remember to put commas in between data points, or else you'll get a bunch of errors like I just did. But now that this is working, I'm going to switch this over to a win-loss. And now, there it goes, we have the win-loss, and it'll do the same thing that it always does. There we go. It made ourselves, a negative option binary right there. And I'll switch this over to a column. And now it's a column like that as well. And as always, if I go and change something about this, it'll automatically update, to match what it is that I was doing. And there's more things we can get involved with. I can go and code in the spark. I can go and code in different colors for the highest and lowest, and all that sort of stuff individually. But I don't want to do that right now in this video. And I honestly want us to keep as much coding as we can involved in next week, not this week. But if you don't have Sparklines, that means you are going to have to manually code the Sparklines. And it is simply saying equals Sparkline, your range of cells, which, just click and drag from beginning to end. See how this is A3 to E3? There's A3 colon E3. Remember the comma, so that you can then go and put the chart type and what type it is inside these curly brackets. So, and that would be the type of coding you can do. If you don't have this, it'll just default itself to a line. But, I guarantee you, if you want to change something about it, you're going to have to go and make the curly brackets and change the chart type to, whatever it is you want it to be. Oops. And remember, you must end whatever you start. So I started the curly brackets, I need to end the curly brackets. There we go. You'll find out in coding, 99% of your issues will be typos. So that is our demonstration on Sparklines, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. You have a great day.